All rise. Veuillez vous lever. The International Criminal Court is now in session. L'audience de la Cour pénale internationale est ouverte.
On 4th February 2021, Trial Chamber 9 found Dominic Ongwen guilty of a total of 61 compromising crimes against humanity and war crimes committed in northern Uganda between 1st July 2002 and 31st December 2005. On 14th and 15th April 2021, the Trial Chamber 9, composed of presiding judge Bertram Smith and judges Peter Kovacs and Raul Kano Pangalangan, had oral submissions on the sentence by all parties and participants. OTP trial lawyer Colin Black highlighted that the crimes committed in this case and Mr. Ongwen's participation in these crimes would ordinarily warrant a sentence at the very highest range available under the Rome Statute, 30 years or even life imprisonment. However, the prosecution has recommended up to 1/3 reduction in sentence.
And the prosecution's view is that Mr. Ongwen's previous experience as a child soldier does not in any way diminish the gravity of the crimes, nor does it diminish his criminal culpability for those crimes. Nevertheless, we consider them to be exceptional individual circumstances of a kind that warrant a significant reduction in sentence. Specifically, the prosecution has recommended up to a 1/3 reduction in sentence from the 30 years, which we think would otherwise apply, down to something not less than 20 years in prison.
Legal representative of victims, Joseph Manoba, on behalf of victims, requested a more severe sentence for the accused.
The victims have thought a great deal of what their hopes and aspirations are for a just outcome of the trial proceedings. They have been waiting for this moment for over 15 years. They now ask your honors to complete the delivery of justice in this case, to give Mr. Ongwen the just penalty deserved for his crimes, the maximum sentence that reflects the full extent, gravity, and impact of his crimes, not only on the lives of the individual victims, but to the physical, psychological, material, and social well-being of their communities, and to the prospects of life and the futures of their generation. The victims, your honors, overwhelmingly support a sentence of life imprisonment for Mr. Ongwen for the ruinous crimes visited upon them, both as individuals and as a community.
Principal counsel at the OPCV, Paulina Masida, also conveyed victims' request that the accused, Mr. Ongwen, be sentenced to life imprisonment.
Victim request that Mr. Ongwen be sentenced to life imprisonment. Such a sentence appears to be the only appropriate punishment in light of the extreme gravity of the crimes, which were marked by their infamous cruelty and inhumaneness, causing immeasurable harms to the victims, their families, and their communities. Life imprisonment is the only adequate response to the incurable pain inflicted to more than 4,065 victims who still face, more than 15 years after the events, unprecedented challenges in recovering from the harm they suffered from as a result of the crimes Mr. Ongwen committed.
On the second day of the sentence hearing, the accused, Dominic Ongwen, gave a statement in which he stressed that he feels remorseful for what happened in northern Uganda.
When I returned, I apologized, I asked for forgiveness about what happened in northern Uganda. If you are someone who has killed someone, if you kill someone, if you are forced to kill someone, how can you fail to ask for forgiveness? I asked for forgiveness for people that I was ordered to kill. I asked for forgiveness for people that I was given to be my wife, and I gave birth to. Those are the people that I ask for forgiveness for. But I cannot ask for forgiveness for the things that were brought against me, because I was not asked one by one on the issues that were brought against me.
Lead Defense Counsel Crispa Sayena Odongo requested that Mr. Ongwen is released by saying that Mr. Ongwen lived in captivity for a long time before he arrived at the detention center in The Hague.
The defense position in sentencing consideration is that Mr. Ongwen Dominic has overstayed, I repeat, he has overstayed his hospitality in captivity. 27 years in Joseph Coyne's prison without walls, and more than 6 years at the court's detention center as a result of this chamber's order. That is a total of more than 33 years of imprisonment. Under Article 77A of the Rome Statute, the maximum sentence a convict can serve is 30 years. Mr. Ongwen has already been in prison for 3 years, more than what this court is permitted to render. He must be set free to go home and participate in the actually traditional rituals, to have a holistic rehabilitation.
After having heard the submissions of the parties and participants, the presiding judge Bertram Smith closed the hearing by announcing the date when the trial chamber will render its decision.
The present hearing is closed. The chamber will now retire to deliberate. It will render the sentence with the reasoning on Thursday, 6th May at 11 o'clock. And of course, here in the courtroom with a summary of the reasoning. This concludes the hearing on sentence under Article 76 of the statute. The court is adjourned.
All rise. Veuillez vous lever.